Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 83. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going? 83. That's a lot.
It's a big number.
We're getting bigger every day.
It's almost triple digits.
It is. We're getting close. I'm excited.
What do we do?
I don't know. We should do something, but I don't know.
We have time. I feel like we have time. And then we won't have time, but we won't have thought of anything.
I was about to say, yeah, we're going to totally miss it. It's going to sneak up on us and we'll be like, dang it, we were going to do something special. Well, We'll do it for 104, which is 2 years, right? Because 104 is exactly 2 years. So we could, if we miss 100, we can do that.
That's fair. That's fair. But we got a bunch of things we want to talk about. Skirmish Season 7. I'm going to my Skirmish later today, so I can't talk about it yet, but I'm sure we will talk about it next week.
For sure.
Got some practice in, so we can talk about that. Played both CC and Blitz.
And I played a crazy shapeshifter format. That was really fun. So I'll talk about that too.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's enough topics.
Okay. Those are some hot topics.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So, what do you want to talk about first? Practice? What we did? We went to an
event,
which was a lot of fun.
Play? Yeah.
I built the new We Make Best's Decimator Axe Dory. Played around with that.
Wild. It was wild.
It's pretty cool.
It won against me, which isn't usually that hard, but it also won against one of our best players, our Bravo player who came on here for an interview, Dima, and he's very good at Bravo, and you beat him with a new deck. That's something. Now, granted, he doesn't know what you're trying to do, so you know.
Well, yeah, he knew the general preface, but he also intentionally sideboarded, not knowing, like thinking that I was just regular Dory.
Did he?
Yeah,
he didn't.
So, like, if he went to a regular event, you don't know if it's Dawnblade or Hatchet Dory or Axe.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So he played it as if he had no idea. Yeah, that's fair. But that's reality. That was exactly how it goes. Yeah.
And it puts out some big numbers, and
it does. So
being able to separate and have 6 different giant, like, basically you're building up to every 3 attacks. Every 3 turns, you're having some giant dominated attack. So you have 3 turns to set up, wait for your tunic, get either the 2 dominate cards, Iron Song Determination or Spillblood, and then hopefully Felling Swing, and then you just go giant tall, which is also
scary.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah, and by the way, your first card that you defend with from hand, or defend with in general, is cut in half.
Yeah, it's which makes you just so awkward. And on those off rounds, that's also true, which adds additional value beyond just that dominate turn. Like I feel like that would almost be. I mean, I think it is fair because there's probably ways to beat this, but
absolutely,
I think it would feel a little less terrifying, at least to Icelander, if it was only if the axe has an increased base, then that effect kicks in, right? Because then I feel like it's a very even playing field. But the fact that you just wreck my ability to defend, every turn, and I mean, for Icelander, is such a razor's edge of value that you take a little bit of my blocks away, and that's a lot of blocks. That's not a little bit.
Yeah, it's just their dead cards in your hand.
It sucks. So I imagine Bravo feels similarly because he's a heavy blocker.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Any deck that wants to go heavy defense. This punishes.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty meta. I mean, we just saw was it a Battle Harden or something? The top 8. There was 2 or 3 Bravos there.
Yep.
So it's a thing, and 1 Icelander. So 4 of the top 8, I think, would be hurt by this deck. Would have a hard time. So,
and also, if you can sneak in a Steelblade Supremacy in there, so you're drawing a card. There were multiple times where
she did that on me like twice or 3 times. I was very upset.
The card I drew into was a blue, so that I could pitch to swing my axe again.
It's
also dominated and also on hit draw a card for
There's
Arsenal.
Nothing like a deck that goes tall and also wide for fun.
If you can't block
for funsy.
Now you
if you can't block, which it stops you from blocking.
Yeah, you kind of have to hope for that blue because you're not. It's expensive. These attacks.
It's a draw into for sure. Yeah. That's your high roll, but it was
the high roll goes high.
Yeah,
because then the second one's definitely going to hit as well, and then you have an arsenal card for the next.
Build your setup for the next setup. Yeah, it's so good. I mean, it was very fun to play against. Very different. I don't like it. It's perfectly countered to me because you have tons of blues, so you're just like, okay, AB away, don't care. And it was good. I did manage to get you down pretty low, though.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 or
and
something.
I misplayed pretty badly. I had one pivot turn that I screwed up because I didn't trigger the what is that thing called? The one that makes you pay 2 if I fuse. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that aura. So I feel like it's actually a pretty fair fight if I actually play accurately. So
remember, don't forget your triggers. Don't forget your triggers.
Yeah, I know, I did. I was doing pretty good though. I was doing good on my tunic and everything. That was the one I missed that whole day, but it was like pivotal. Yeah. It was like the one. It's like crap. That was the turn you came back at me real hard. Yeah. So it was fun though. Yeah. Yeah. What else did we play? What else did you play?
I played as Dromai in paper for the first time.
Yeah. So I have to say, I heard from another Dromai player. Now, he wasn't playing the red line one. He was playing a different one. He's like, I like this deck because it means I don't have to think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I would not have thought that of Dromai. Dromai feels like there's a lot of things going on.
There's a lot of it's very similar to Dorinthia, I think. And that's what's drawing me to it.
Just block everything and then set yourself up for big swings.
Yeah. Just like know what to keep and then block with the rest. Depending, and then just weigh the value of the on hit or whatever. Yeah. And then you get to decide, and very often you gain tempo slowly from those decisions.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He's like, it's a very relaxing.
Because you have a lot of reds, but they all do different things, and they all trigger and start. Like one's a turn starter, like if it's a 0 cost just to get your dragons going. Or if you need to keep something to pitch into and then keep a red, because then you need to keep 2. So
yeah, I was impressed watching him. He was playing against a Vincent, who is a former, well, not former, but current Viscerai superfan, and very, very good at all the sequencing combo craziness. It's the first time I've seen a Vincent fall behind. They lost tempo at the last turn or two because they just kind of ran out of steam and flubbed a little bit. Well, I don't know if they flubbed. It just was the way it worked out, and was able to come back and push tempo again. I was shocked because everyone that has been testing Vincent says that's her problem. If she ends up in a defensive cycle, she never gets out of it. Yeah. But he's that good. Like he was able to do the defensive cycle and still pull something out. Like he had a turn where he banished his only card. Right. And that's game over. It might be 4 more turns, but that's game over. And he managed to pull back. So a very good player. And yet the Dromai player was sitting there kind of like, this is nice and slow. I was like, God damn it. Yeah. He's like, this is why I like it. I don't feel brain fatigue from playing this deck. I'm like, okay, exactly. That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely. So. And then what else did I play? And then I played that into Bolton. So that was interesting. New Bolton's super consistent. It's super consistent. It's terrifying.
The Raiden one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the idea of the 8-swing Centauri Sabers one, but it's just because I like that build up and go big. Yeah. But the reality is I don't think it's very competitive once people are aware of it. There's a single thing you have to mess up and then it doesn't work. Yeah. Right. Whereas this other one, seems scary. Yeah. Seems very scary. Consistently pushing 12 to 15 damage every turn or every few turns or however it is. That's oof. What was your big lesson from that?
Race.
With Dromai?
With Dromai. Yeah, I played 2. The first one I lost, the second one I won. The first one I thought I would play defensive and build, but that doesn't really work because Bolton can go wide with a bunch of low attack things that just take out the dragons. So I just have to constantly be throwing out dragons to make them the target and keep my health up. Basically use them as shields because Bolton's incentivized to attack the dragons.
That makes sense. Yeah. Interesting. That's fun.
And so the second one, I just raced and just threw out everything as I got it, and worked out a lot better.
Yeah, but you still lost, right?
I won. No, I won.
Oh, you did win that one?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I won the
For some reason, I thought that Bolton was just wrecking face.
No, it got to the... And also in the first one, I didn't get out a burn them all. And then in the second game, I did. And then that little constant pressure of Arcane that couldn't be blocked just made the difference.
Yeah, that will do it. That will do it. That 1 damage a turn matters, isn't it?
It does. It really does.
It's so crazy. It's like, that's how I was just talking about this in the Discord when the new top 8 popped up. I'm like, Jesus, it's like a very different meta already. Like, there's no Lexis or maybe one Lexi. Like, it's just, it has shifted drastically. And it's like...
Well, Bullseye Bracers is gone.
Well, I know, but was that really so huge of an advantage? I know it was an advantage, but was it that big that the whole meta shifted again? I think it's partially the new cards.
That and Warmonger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Warmonger did slap him down pretty hard. Yeah, that's a good point.
That everyone can play. That's
it is, and it's blue. It's exactly
zero cost, zero cost blue. 3 block.
3 block. Yeah.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. Subject. But that was my point.
It's like in every one sideboard.
How did they do this so well that the meta, they can rotate the meta with very minimal effort and keep a lot of heroes alive, right? Instead of one just burning out real fast, and but keep it also interesting. Like Bravo's in the meta is crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's not like Bravo got crazy cards. He's
consistent.
He's just good. Yeah, he's just good. Everyone's saying he's very comfortable in this meta. Like, he can play against everything pretty well. And so it's like, it's very cool. Whoever's engineering this, I'd love to pick their brain and understand how they think about the card game and the shifting of meta and doing that sort of thing, because it's very impressive. It was one of those things where it's like, man, LSS, man, they just do it right. I was like, it's just so good that you get this fun rotation and change up of heroes, and it doesn't feel stale, because every set it just shifts a little bit or enough that it feels like it's a new game again. So, and then you have this like tier 2 like battle it out. We have the Vincent.
That's what I love. That's what
I'm super excited for it, which is weird for me. But yeah, this tier 2, like, who's actually good down there is really uncertain. I love it.
Well, I think it's playing into you can't play a deck that's good into everyone.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of what I'm talking about
the outliers
is caused by this ability to shift who's at the top, because it keeps heroes in longer.
Right.
And so by managing that, if they are managing that intentionally, and it's not just dumb luck, I have to assume it's intentional, because it's been very consistent for the past 3, meta rotations. Like, if they are doing that intentionally and well, then that just widens the field. It keeps widening the field so that it will always feel like, yeah, sure, you'll have a bad matchup here or there, but now it's down to luck of the draw in the tournament, matchups and stuff. And then it gets to the high skill stuff, which obviously is a different level where, again, every point of value matters. Like, literally.
Right.
It's crazy. It's so fun. I
mean, think about it. Like, none of the first 4 heroes from Welcome to Wraith have LL'd. Right?
That's true. Yeah.
So, like, when is that going to happen? What is the meta going to look like when that happens? How far away out is that? That's what I find fascinating.
Know if that's fair, because
no, it's not. It's just a statement. It's not a judgment.
No. I just don't know that. I think they are intentionally underpowered because they were the trainer heroes.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they went backwards. Monarch was was supposed to be the first set.
Right. But so what I'm talking about is there will be sets in the future that trigger those heroes to get them above.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Are they going to do a Levia treatment? Give them like a hero transformation thing?
I don't know. Maybe with Dory, they do the light Dory, but
they could do the Dory thing, yeah, where she goes just crazy light power Dory. And it doesn't have to be light. It could just be themed, like her sword now glows with fire and automatically has +1s or something. I don't know, some nuts thing that's on theme, right?
Right.
And you
don't lose counters.
Could be. Yeah, that's all it would take. And she'd just be totally super strong. Bravo already had a super treatment, so we don't need that.
Well, My brain just went to a weird place. What if you want to go on a tangent?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
What if they came out with quest cards?
What would that do?
It's a no go again action card, cost 0, like a potion, and then comes out, and then say quest block 30 damage. And then once you reach that quest, you get the reward. Something
even better. It's not a play card. It's just an inventory card, like the Levia. So it's there. It's always possible to be active if you do the thing. But it has like a big goal. So it's like block 30, right? Like that's fine. And it's just, and then when you block 30 damage, an instant
comes out of your inventory.
Activate. Yeah. And it does the thing. Yeah. I love that. That would actually, I wonder, oh man, that's a good, I like that. I wonder if there's going to be something like that in the PvE thing.
Right.
That would actually be a really easy mod to the game to just play as a group with everyone having a quest.
Yeah. You put a bunch of quests in a hat and then you shake them up. And then you pull one out. Not that for the competitive, but the competitive would be set for.
Sure. Yeah.
But for fun homebrewing PvE, just have a hat full of different quests, and then you pull.
That would be cool. That would be very cool.
And then sometimes your quest is super hard, depending on what hero you're playing. Like Dorinthia, deal 5 arcane damage.
Can she even deal arcane?
I bet you there's some generics that could make it. Maybe. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way for her to actually deal arcane. Well, some quests just don't get complete.
Maybe you can burn your quest and start a new
one. That's an interesting idea, though. I like it. So were you done with what you had played?
Then I played some Kasai against the Benji.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't even realize you had that game.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a non-game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Benji is very good into heroes without armor. Warrior has a fridge.
Yeah. We've talked about this before. Yeah. How Benji basically just can't break through.
Right. And just not enough time because you're not blocking.
Yeah.
And so in that 1v1, like I ended the game with like 9 copper and didn't draw into blood on her hands, but still was able to have a big turn by playing a cash in.
Oh, man.
And
that's wild.
Yeah. I think it was like 3 turns or something.
So gross.
Yeah. But it was basically you couldn't block the Spoils of War turn, so I got 6 copper from that.
Yeah.
And if you can't block the Spoils of War, like that's the one spoiler alert, that's how you beat Kasai. When they play Spoils of War, block it. The damage isn't the scary thing. It's now
the copper.
If both of those hit, they have the 6 copper for blood on our hands in that one turn.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I played some Icelander. I got to play against Levia, which was actually quite fun. It was a 2-versus-1 match. Our aforementioned Bravo hero is very good at the game and in assessing value and that sort of thing. And wanted to learn about Levia and also wanted to help the person that was piloting Levia who had been trying to learn it. So they were kind of working together against me, which it felt unfair, but but it was fun. And I ended up winning, taking the win. That was a fun match because I'm pretty okay and pretty used to gaining value out of, just chugging along with Icelander the way she does. Someone called it a blue collar deck. I was like, they just put the work in every day. It was one of the announcers. I was like, that's an interesting way. I like that. I was able to maintain some level of semblance in life, typically a little bit lower because that's how you want to be with Icelander. Up until fairly late game, they managed to pull like some major combo, and something about my hand or whatever was inefficient to stop it. And so they got quite a bit ahead there. But then as we got to the end point, I managed to keep, tweaking them down and whatever. But they managed to transform into Blasphemet, so that's like real trouble at that point because Blood Debt's gone, so I can't screw them up by just like stopping them because sometimes you can just freeze them out and then they kill themselves. That was off the table at that point. Came in for a close to kill combo, and or they were about to kill me, and to do the combo there was one setup card, which of course gives me my window, and I played I forget exactly all the pieces I had on the board, but a couple things where it was like 2 discards from hand, and then a Frostbite, and I think Channel came out or something like that, where it was like, you're taxed. Like, your turn is over now. You have no cards left and your turn is over. Deal with it. And that was the key. And I had to use my boots to get it because it was lethal. Like, I was going to die that turn if I didn't do something. And I was like, can I kill you? And I was looking Kano wise, like, can I make the combo out of all these pieces here to make it work? And the answer was no, I couldn't, but I could get all this value out and get them down to like, I don't know, 2 or 3 life left. So they were now within real striking range of just a regular old turn. And, but I was out of boots. I was out of like everything at this point. And I wasn't sure I was going to win it, but I pulled just the right cards, and they were frozen out of their next turn. So I was able to, it was kind of one of those like, oh, I managed to actually pull that off. And talking about it afterwards, I was just like, oh, I hate using the boots when it's not the kill. And he's like, yeah, but this is the Bravo player who's really good. He's like, yeah, but that was the move to do because you had to shift tempo at that point or it was over. And it's like, it worked out. Like, I don't usually do that. I think I miss those windows more often than I find them. But that particular game, I was like on point for once.
Yeah. No, I feel the same exact way with Courage of Bladehold. There's a very similar action where like you're going to lose unless you take back tempo that turn.
That window, yeah.
Like, it's not an ideal, but you're going to be able to do, say, 6 more damage if you're not paying for your sword attacks.
Yeah, and I think with Icelander, because the Waning Moon and the off of Arsenal sort of combo-y stuff you can do, it's just enough, arcane damage if they're not full AB. And the list specifically says into Icelander, don't play full AB, play, I think, 1. So it was a very fun matchup. Both of us on decks we don't really know that well. I know Icelander probably better than he knows Levia, but it's a different Icelander. It's just was it the Boomer? Is that what they're calling this one instead of Bully? Yeah. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, I have a little bit more experience. But I'm also terrible at the game and haven't played any CC in God knows how long. I don't even remember last time. Yeah. That's true on Talishar a few times, but not really Icelander that much. A few times. I think I played 4 games total, just to test this deck out before I bothered to build it. So yeah, that was fun. And then I played. Was it you? It was you. The axes, and I got my face wrecked because you had all the resources and an axe that swung for 10 a turn multiple times, and I had to take it because I couldn't block it because you're stupid. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh, you let me do 10? You let me keep 3 cards?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I didn't. Yeah, because I screwed up some things, so I didn't have a chance to take them away from you those turns. Yeah. So yeah, that was a terrible match. But
yeah, because I can go 3 AB with that build because I don't need the like the bolters.
And you
are
have
great,
the resources to actually take advantage of it, which is the key difference.
Yeah.
Because Dory doesn't really. I feel like I could freeze Dory out.
Yeah, because with this deck, I want 2 or 3 blues per hand.
Yeah.
In my regular Dory deck, I want 1 blue per hand.
Yeah, and so if you're using that blue on arcane damage or ice paying taxes, then you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then I played really interesting format called I don't know if it has a name actually. It's a shapeshifter where it's kind of blind. So you take 3 packs of WTR, something with heroes that I guess are draftable, so that the packs come out well. It has to be draftable. 3 packs, and you open them up, take the tokens out, shuffle, and play. And you can transform into any of the heroes and get any, and you have their weapon each turn after you draw your hand. So, turn one, whoever goes first, they look at their hand. They say a hero. You move the hero tokens over. If you don't have them, there's like a kit for it, apparently. Or people make a kit, I guess. You move the hero over, the weapon over, and then you play the hand. And it plays, it's pure like value math. Yeah. So it's actually a really good training tool, but because you have to switch heroes up a lot, it's harder. Like, it's not a first game thing.
Yeah.
But it might be like game 20, like early in the game, but trying to learn how value works,
Right. Yeah.
And so it was very fun. It may be my favorite casual format now, actually. Nice. So all those draft packs I have, I might just turn them into this. I put them in the little cardamom jigs or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I think this might be what I end up using that for, because we've never drafted out of those. So I can just do it for that, and then put the cards somewhere else. And actually, the good part about this is afterwards we just stacked them together. Then someone else wanted to play, and he took the armor out, because that's the other rule. If you run into armor, you draw it out of your deck. You automatically put it on the field and draw a card. And you can have multiples of the same slot. So you can have two head pieces. Yeah. So
you equip it as you draw?
You have no equipment to start. So by the end of the game, you start to power up. But
that's interesting.
It was very fun.
20 health?
Yeah, I think it was 20 health. Yeah, we used a phone. He set it up, so I wasn't really paying attention. I think it's 20 health. But yeah, it was fun. It was very good play. And at the end of the day, like I said, all he did was he took all the cards after we realized there was no heart in there or anything, and just shuffled them together, because it doesn't really matter, and then split it in two, and then put the armor in equally. So there's 3 pieces of armor in each side, each deck. So it's very easy to reset with this, which is, I'm like, this may be the best format for like people that have played, but also want to do something fast and fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a little different. So anyways, totally cool format. I don't know. It came out of some other shop somewhere that, he knew, and sounded interesting. So I played it, and it was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that.
Nice.
Yeah,
we'll have to try that. I have questions though.
About?
Like, so what if you were doing Uprising, right? And
Uprising doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah, Outsiders and WTR seem to be good.
Okay.
I haven't heard
there's
about
some sets that I'm like,
Uprising does not work.
Yeah.
He said it specifically. I think because the dragons, you need Ash,
right?
And that doesn't work unless you're always Dromai. And I will say Dorinthia is mostly terrible in WTR because the counter doesn't stay.
Right. Yeah.
So that's just how it goes, though. But it's not that bad. Like, again, it's learning value, and a 2 for 4 Romping Club versus 3 for 4 Anathos, and how to extend those things, and it's fun. It was fun. WTR is quite good. And he said that Outsiders is really good, but there's a lot of heroes, so it's a little bit trickier, because you have to know all the heroes and all their core weapons.
Yeah, that's true. So
it's a little bit, you'd have to have everyone gets a reference sheet, so you get to sit there and look at it before you decide.
Or all the tokens are actually right next to you.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
That sounds fun. I do want to try that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll have a blast with it. Main topic.
Skirmish Season 7.
Heck yeah.
There's new rules. Blitz is the new best format.
It is?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
It has the most heroes. It has the most diversity.
Does it have the most diversity?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah? There's not still 3 dominant, really super powerful 2-turn kill.
No.
No?
I don't think so.
I thought isn't Kano still a 2 or 3 turn?
Yeah, there's a lot of 2-3 turn kill decks.
Oh, is it just everyone's 2 or 3 turns?
Everyone's there now. Yeah.
I have not played much Blitz, as you can tell,
and that's what's super fun about it.
Yeah,
the games are super quick. You can go I'm going to this event at 2. It'll probably be done by 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I can believe that.
I'm all right with that. That's the event time period I want on a weekend event. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say that about a weeknight event. A weekend event,
too.
I wouldn't mind going longer. Although you know me, I don't have the endurance for these crazy like goddamn
exactly.
8-9 round
CC
tournaments. Yeah. So, you have a sideboard.
I do.
You're bringing Kasai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
What's your?
It's cool.
Do you want to? Are you going to give away your what you're going to do?
Sure.
So how do you sideboard Kasai, and what's your matchup that you're afraid of that you're sideboarding for?
Well, so what's interesting is it's 50. So it's 52 cards, right? But the difference is you can only have 52 cards, but you can sideboard out cards from your main deck.
Mm-hmm.
But in regular Blitz, you have 11 equipment slots. So I never had to really make room for all my equipment. And the problem is Kasai utilizes, and one of the reasons that makes her so good in Blitz is she can utilize so many different equipment for different matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of people just lose those slots because they don't have something that they would rather bring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it allows me to bring the full range of AB.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I still break the full range of AB, but actually, let me double check that because I was just making changes. See what I ended up with. Yeah, so like my main loadout is Braveforge Bracers, 2 Sabers, Courage, Bladehold, Crown of Providence, Refraction Vultures. And then if it is like a Benji or a Katsu or some Phi, that's something that goes small and wide, I'll bring out the Valiant Dynamos. Since I know we have Kanos in our midst, I do have the 3AB. And I chose the 3AB over what I was doing was really just running 1 and then Oasis. But I took Oasis out.
Interesting. Well,
because
you're
now I'm just
defying
running
their
3.
very advice. It says, sick of losing to your store's Kano Master, pack a few copies of Oasis Respite to soften the blow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
And then 2 Command and Conquers for Prism or Dromai.
Gotcha. Interesting.
And so basically it's whether I want, then if for that matchup I take out my Sync Blows. Is that right or wrong? I don't know. It's what I'm doing.
You'll find out. Yeah, I probably should have stayed up on Blitz because it's definitely more my speed as far as like easy games, like power kill quick. You know, like I do like that about it.
There's more heroes. You're more restricted. You like when you pick a card, like when you switch out cards, it means a lot more, and you see the cards more consistently because it's only a 40 card deck.
I think I was disillusioned at the early Blitz format because it really felt like there was 2 heroes and that was it.
No, now there's a ton. Like Benji is viable, just not into
you.
Me. But then Icelander's still good. No, Icelander's gone.
Yeah, I think Ice is out. Because she was good.
I think I just played the new Prism and Blitz. I played 2 rounds on Talishar. 1-1 lost 1.
What'd she play? Was it just auras?
The Angels.
Really?
Yeah, the Figments.
Oh, yeah, like Herald Go Smash.
And Herald Go Smash, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I want to go second. I use my fridge to block and to block the Herald of Eruditions. I wait for those. And then really just block with 2 cards and Valiant Dynamos if it's a 7 Herald. And then use the Go again and basically get 2 sword swings each turn. They're not big, but you know. And then occasionally you get the popper, and then you build up the copper and you do your thing. But some of those, it's just the one I lost was because I forgot to save my armor for the Herald or for the which one is that? I just said it.
Erudition. Yeah, and that one's the big one.
Yeah, the 5 but dominate.
Yeah,
because I can get both of those with my bracers and my courage, and 1 card from hand.
Yeah. I mean that's key because I think that's like a draw and soul
2 cards.
Yeah, it's like it's gross. You don't want it to hit, but it also makes it very hard to keep it from hitting. So
I don't know. It'll be fun. We'll see
So
what shows up.
new best format. You'll find out today.
I think so.
You're going to do skirmish. It sounds like there's a couple different event types.
Doranthia is still good. Briar's good. Like there's a bunch of cards that are just good in Blitz or good decks.
Yeah, skirmish is draft as well. There's some monarch draft.
There's a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, I was.
You could do the Blitz pre-constructed skirmish.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure which I would choose for that, but that is interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll get back into Blitz. I'll find a hero, some weirdo. It's going to be Yoji or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I played a Yoji the other day. There is a Yoji deck. Yeah. I played against one on Talishar the other day. It's Kasai. It didn't go well for him, but...
Yeah, I don't think it's a very good hero, but I should find something that I'm interested in.
It was scary. It was funny though. He would do his setup turns, and then I would have my Spoils of War turns, and then he would need to block, and this one knew he needed to block. So then he would just lose his setup, and then he would set up again, and then I had another Spoils of War turn.
It's like, this is no fun. No fun, no fair. I do like that they're experimenting. I like that they're playing with the format, trying to tweak it, see if it's more fun this way or the other way. I love that. I mean, LSS is pretty good that way.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope they maintain that spirit as they grow, because that tends to go away as companies get too big, but it's good.
Like, I understand like the reasoning why they want Blitz to be like no sideboard, because sideboard as a whole opens up a whole can of worms that can be intimidating for new players.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, there are, I think, if you could have this competitive version of Blitz Nights for like weekday armories, so you're like sideboarding, and so you don't just like have your auto losses.
It's great that way.
Yeah, and so then you can get in more games in a night and still get
that was my thought. My thing I wanted to say was like it's low commitment.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's not okay. So you screwed up. So you don't know how to sideboard correctly.
Right.
Who cares? Yeah. You know, like it really is minimal pain.
Yeah.
Whereas like a CC, you're like in it for hours to only just feel like you totally don't get what you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's a very different experience than this, I think.
Yeah.
So that was pretty exciting. This might actually get me back into a constructed Blitz.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I played constructed Blitz.
It's fun.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I played constructed Blitz. Did I ever even create a Blitz? Oh,
yeah, you did.
I the chain that stupid, terribly mean chain right before they banned it. The one with the opposite of Dory's Dawnblade, Duskblade.
Duskblade, yeah.
Oh my god, that was so broken. Yeah, that was the last time I played Blitz.
Duskblade never came out.
Oh no, then it wasn't Duskblade. It was
that was banned
the
before
other
it came out, right?
I think I'm confusing it with the other. There was another Dark Blade that basically just pumped like crazy, and he played Turtle and then pumped the hell out of that thing and went nuts. I don't remember off the top of my head. It was a long time ago, is the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they banned it right after that, which is kind of when I was done. I was like, oh, guess I'm not playing Chain anymore, and that's fine.
Yeah, looking forward to the event. It'll be fun.
Cool. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. Phil, you want to go see Barbie?
That's right. Barbie is tonight. Lindsay's excited.
Yeah. Don't forget to bring my cardboard.
Oh yeah. Good. Thank you. Good reminder.
Put that by the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna put something by my door that makes me remember to bring that. Because I will forget. Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been really enjoying getting the games in that I've been able to. But I really do enjoy just I will sit. It's funny. I will sit and grind Blitz games, but then like mull over if I want to hop into a CC game on Talishar. Like if I'm just at home and I have some time, I may get one CC game in, or I'll get like 3 or 4 Blitz games in. And I'd much more enjoy the 3 to 4 Blitz games.
That's fair. Yeah. And you've been on CC for a long time, so I get it. I think burnout is definitely a thing that's hitting people, and this is a good time to take your breathers. You know, this season is typically
Skirmish season's for.
Exactly. It's like you don't have to commit. You don't have to feel pressure.
It's my favorite season.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, it's because you've been on Kasai forever.
Yeah.
Can't wait until she LL's out.
I have one W, but that was like season 4 or something. No, it was a couple seasons ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or you won the local?
Mm-hmm. But that hasn't changed much.
No, yeah, Kana's still the god, right?
I mean,
we'll see after this sideboard rule, but
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, anything else?
That's all I had.
All right.
Do you have anything else?
No, I don't have much opinions on this. Like I said, I'll have to make a blitz deck. I don't know what, but I'll have to make one.
Do it.
Especially if these rules stick around. Are they doing these for the armories now?
No, so this is temporary.
Well, I know it's an experiment, but is it? How long does the experiment run?
July 29th to August 13th.
But is that also for
Skirmish?
armories?
No.
It's just a skirmish. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a shame because I would actually like to try this, but that's fine.
I mean, it is a format on Talishar.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Then I'll do it there. That'll give me my
like on
testing space.
I think you can just I think it's just Blitz on Talishar, but on February when you make a deck, there's a format and you can convert Blitz decks to that format of Skirmish Season 7.
Gotcha. And then there's you can always do open format on Talishar.
No, you can queue into a Blitz with those decks.
Oh, with the sideboard works.
Yep.
Got it. Cool. I'll give that a try.
It's fun. Yeah, I've seen it and I've seen a bunch of different that's just the thing that I've seen. Like when I queue in online, like I see the same decks in the CC, but whenever I go to Blitz, sometimes it's Yoji, sometimes it's Riptide, sometimes it's Dorinthia, sometimes it's Amir Kasai, sometimes it's Briar, Bolton. Like I've seen everyone, and it's super cool.
Yeah. You know what? It was Duskblade. I think it wasn't banned in Blitz first. It was banned in CC before it came out, but it was legal in Blitz, which is why I was using it there.
Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry. I was like, what was that? It was like that thing stuck on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, before we ramble anymore, until next week, we will catch you guys later.
Have a good one.